And today we are doing something that so many of y'all have asked about, and it's one of my favorite techniques because we can take a fairly average looking bead and give it a whole new life. It's wire wrapping, or in a sense chain linking, and it's when we use a kind of firm crafting wire or a pliable crafting wire, and we make those loops on either end and interlock those wires together to create our own chain or a beaded chain. And I want to really walk you through those steps. And this is one of the main reasons why I created my channel or my personal brand to begin with, because I wanted you guys to see how easy this technique can be. And I don't want you to be intimidated when you get started with a technique like this. So we're going to go over it as many times as you need so that you really don't get scared of this when you approach it. What we're going to use today is a 22 gauge non-tarnished wire. We have it here in the store and we sell it online. $6.95 a spool. And the nice thing about this is there usually comes with anywhere from 10 to 20 yards on a spool, so you can mess up as many times as you want. And it's really nice wire. It's not going to change color on you. And the best thing to do is start with a piece of wire that's 4 to 6 inches long, especially when you're first getting started. To have too much rather than not enough is really nice to work with. So once we cut our piece that's nice and long like this, we're going to use our round nose pliers. And we're gonna hold our pliers closer to one end than the other with plenty of space back here. So go about halfway down the nose of your plier and get a nice firm grip on it with your dominant hand. Wrap this piece away from us and back towards us, coming up under our pliers. So our first step here is to create that nice 90-degree angle. So we have loop and then our little arm sticking out right here. So what I'm going to do to kind of streamline all of this for you is run through all of my little pieces that I've created and make those 90-degree loops on them for you. So the way that I wrap is to hold my pliers closer to one end than the other. Give yourself at least an inch or so above the pliers. Nice, generous loops, wrapping down and around. And then I'm gonna come outside away from me on this side of the round nose plier. Take it off of my round nose plier, set this down. I'm mixing metals here. I think it'll really help you guys see how this comes together. And then my next one. Wrap this down and around. Okay, so with my first one, I'm going to put my pliers back through that loop and then just twist tie the first loop closed. Really watching where that coil is being formed. What a lot of people will get into is not watching where that coil is formed, so they end up with something like this. You want to really pay attention and push up as you wrap to get that really close wrap here. Take our pliers off of that loop and then snip off our extra. And then I'm going to add my first bead here. Use my round nose pliers again. Again, going halfway down the nose of my pliers. Coming up under those pliers with a little bit of breathing room here. And then wrapping underneath the nose of my pliers. This one makes it feel a little bit more like a head pin and makes it easier to form that downward spiraling coil. Take this off of my round nose pliers. Snip off my extra, get a nice close cut there. And then I'm gonna pick up my black or hematite colored wire. And this is where it starts to feel like the chain linking. Link this through my first link there, so it's kind of interlocking. And I like to hold this upside down, kind of let gravity do its job there. Hold my pliers across that loop just to keep the shape while I'm twisting. Twist, twist, twist. Now I'm going to use my red wire cutters. And the nice way to get a nice flush cut there is turn the silver side towards where we want to cut. snip off our extra, and I'm gonna really mix my stones up here. I'm going to add some sea glass, in with my Amazonite stones. Use my round nose pliers again, just above those beads that I just added. Wrap this down and around my round nose pliers. And this is where it starts to feel more like a head pin again. Wrap this away, back towards me, creating that nice pretty coil. And then use my red wire cutters again. So the best way that we get a nice close cut on this is not by shearing it or coming at it from any of these different directions, by pointing down and really getting in nice and close towards where we want to cut. We're ready to add our next piece that we've pre-wrapped here. Interlock it, let gravity do its job, kind of hold this upside down. Use our round nose pliers to hold straight across that loop that we've created. So our crisscross is above these round nose pliers. Twist, twist, twist. 2 or 3 times, really creating that nice pretty coil. Again, this 22 gauge wire is nice and soft and easy to work with. And then we're ready to add our next series of beads. I'm going to do something a little bit random here. Maybe something like this. Use my round nose pliers again. About halfway down the nose of my pliers, with a little bit of breathing room. Wrap this away from me and back towards me. We want to have nice strong hands here too. If we give this kind of the wet noodle effect, we're not going to be surprised if we get kind of an odd shaped loop. Nice strong hands, and then give it a really good twist tying effect. Watching where that coil is formed 2 or 3 times, and then snip off our excess. Moving on to our next one, use that pre-looped piece of wire, interlock it into what we've already created. Hold our pliers over this loop, and then just twist, twist, twist. Snipping off our extra and adding our next stone. You can see I'm being very random. You can have fun with your pattern here, or you could do a beautiful long necklace that encompasses all of the same bead. It gives it a much richer look when you wire wrap something. So when you're stumped with a bead and just don't know what to do with it, but let's say you just really love the inherent beauty of a stone, or you have a whole handful of odds and ends, this is a wonderful way to kind of bring it to the next level. So if I did this all the way through my necklace or my bracelet, it would give it a fresh new life that maybe you have been a little bit timid to try so far. I encourage you to give it a try. And what I always tell people is, don't be afraid to fail for 30 minutes or fail for an hour. Give this wire a shot. Please let me know if you have any questions, and don't be afraid to check out all of my other jewelry making videos.